Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my predictions for AEW Worlds End, but as a pre-warning there is spoilers here. I'm bringing this out on Christmas Day, Merry Christmas by the way, but it does mean that there's going to be spoilers for what happened at Christmas Collision and stuff with the Continental Classic. I do apologise, I wish I could have watched it and then done predictions, but I like to leave a couple of days between predictions and reviews, not predictions and pay-per-views, so I did look ahead at results, so do forgive me. Also, the graphics that you see on screen I made for the Continental Classic matches, as well as a couple of others. So if you like them, do let me know, and maybe I can do a similar thing for future predictions videos. But yeah, let's get into the prediction for AEW Worlds End. So first up in one of the semi-final matches for the Continental Classic, again, spoilers ahead in like a couple of seconds, so if you don't want to know, do skip on a bit. I'll try and leave a timestamp for the matches that are already released and the ones that aren't, if I remember. I apologise if I don't. But first up we have the first semi-final. I'll let people leave. Is Jon Moxley versus Kyle Fletcher in a match I'm very much looking forward to. I'm a big fan of Jon Moxley. I have become a very big fan of Kyle Fletcher over the last 12 months. So yeah, this is almost like a dream match. I'm sure they probably faced off before, but this iteration of Kyle Fletcher, the Don Callis family version of Kyle Fletcher versus Jon Moxley, I feel like it's going to be a fantastic match. But Jon Moxley tends to have a thing about putting over people called Kyle, and I don't think there's going to be any different here. And I think Kyle Fletcher's going to get the win. It's going to be a Don Callis family situation going into the final of the Continental Classic. And yeah, I thought this match is going to be one of the better ones of the night. I said I'm very much looking forward to it, but I can't see Moxley going over Kyle here. I feel like Kyle's the best person to have in the final. I feel like it's somebody he got so close to last year when he lost to Will Ospreay in the semi-final, but putting him in a semi-final against who I think is going to get it, which I will get to in a minute. With him facing another Don Callis family member, these matches always tend to go quite well as well, having Don Callis family members fight each other. So yeah, I'm all for it, but yeah, I do think Kyle Fletcher is the right choice here, and I feel like it's the choice they're going to make, and it's going to be him being one half of the finalists for the Continental Classic. Then in the other semi-final match, we have Konosuke Takeshita versus Kazuchika Okada in a match I have been waiting all year for, essentially. Especially since they started doing the feud-ish thing where Okada and Takeshita can get on. I have been ready for this match and I can't wait for it to go down. And yeah, I feel like this could not only be a match of the night contender, this could be a really late match of the year contender. And I'm hoping I'm not putting too much hype behind it, but in my head, it doesn't make sense that this match doesn't absolutely blow up and just be like just an awesome match. It's a shame that it's a semi-final match. I would have preferred it to be the final, but it is what it is. I'm perfectly fine with it being a semi-final match. But as far as winner goes, I think this is where Okada's Continental Championship reign comes to an end. I think it's got to like nearly 650 days, maybe more than that. I can't remember exactly what they said. But yeah, this is going to be a huge match for a semi-final so early on the show as well. But I think Takeshita is going to win. I feel that's, again, the better choice to make. I don't think Okada needs to win another tournament, and I feel like his championship reign does need to come to an end, as it is quite long. I believe it's like the longest championship reign in AEW history. So yeah, it's about time that he passed it on to either one of the younger guys within his faction. And yeah, it's a match I am so hyped for. It's probably the match I'm looking forward to the most on the card. And yeah, I can't wait for it. But I have got Takeshita to knock out Okada in the semi-final, meaning we will crown a new Continental Champion. Following that, we have the first defense of the Women's Tag Team Championships, where the Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale and Holly Cameron, take on challenging Mercedes Moné and Athena in a rematch of the first round match of this one, where the Babes of Wrath got the upset win against those two. And I don't think it's going to be a change here. I think the Babes of Wrath are going to get the win, but more specifically, I think Willow Nightingale is going to pin Mercedes Moné. I feel like that's going to be an important detail as far as Willow challenging Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship in the future, having the rematch for the TBS Championship of not last year's Double or Nothing, the year before's Double or Nothing, where obviously Willow Nightingale lost the title to Mercedes Moné. I feel like that's something we haven't quite revisited yet, even though she's had the title for so bloody long. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. I don't think they're going to drop the titles as soon as they won them, pretty much. I think it's been like 3 weeks between. I think they'll have them for a while, Babes of Wrath, but yeah, having Mercedes not defend her TBS championship on pay-per-view for the second time in a row is something I'm not a fan of. I would much prefer her have her own feuds, but because she's like, I mean, essentially there's just no one else for her to challenge, or no one else to challenge her, so she's having to challenge for different belts instead. Which, I mean, I get to a degree. I just, you could quite easily like have Athena turn on Mercedes or something like that, and then have Athena challenge Mercedes for the title. I feel like that'd be a great rematch to have, and Athena could pose a real threat to Athena could pose a real threat to Mercedes' championship reign in the same way that Mercedes could challenge for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship and pose a big threat to Athena. So it wouldn't surprise me we maybe saw a turn, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But yeah, I feel like, as I said, I think the Babes of Wrath are going to get the win here, but I think Willow is going to pin Mercedes as a minor detail towards a championship match. After that, we have the Men's World Tag Team Championship match in a Chicago street fight. We have the Bang Bang Gang challenging FTR. And again, I think it's going to be another retain for the Tag Team Championships for the champions. I feel like FTR had a shenanigans win over Bang Bang Gang at Holiday Bash, which I was at. It was a pretty decent match. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be really good. I feel like there's going to be a lot of blood in this one, especially as FTR like to bleed a fair bit. And yeah, I can't really see anything else going off. Maybe, I'm not sure, at the health updates of Jay White and Colton Gunn. I don't know whether they'll get involved or not, but yeah, I think it's going to be a good match, just a more straightforward defense for FTR as far as getting their, I don't want to say getting their title reign starting off, but it still feels like they're fairly new champions. I feel like this is only their second defense, and the Bang Bang Gang is the first team they've come up against. So yeah, I don't feel like they're going to lose the titles here. I feel like they're going to have a more lengthy reign, but I look forward to the match. Street fights are always fun, and yeah, as I said, I can't see FTR dropping the tag titles quite yet. Following that, we have Darby Allin taking on Gabe Kidd in a match that doesn't have a stipulation, which I'm very curious about. I feel like there's definitely something they would add on. Maybe they're just saving it for a later date to add a stipulation, but I feel like this is going to be a very violent match nonetheless. Gabe Kidd can absolutely go as far as violence goes, and Darby Allin, well, he's Darby Allin, so but as far as the result goes, I feel like this one has to go to Darby Allin. I feel like they're going to start building him back up again now that he got taken out of the Continental Classic and he was injured and all that kind of stuff. I feel like having him, as a response to him being taken out of the Continental Classic, he gets a win on pay-per-view against Gabe Kidd as one of the people that I completely forgot that he attacked Gabe Kidd and put him in a body bag and drove away. I completely forgot that even happened, so it was a good reminder on Dynamite that happened. But yeah, no, for me, it's a bit of a random match to throw on, but at the same time, I kind of get it to a degree. I mean, it does make storyline sense, but I do think Darby Allin's going to get the win here. Following that, we have the Women's World Championship match where Chris Statlander is defending against Jamie Hayter. And yeah, this is a match I think it's going to be very hard hitting, a very physical match, very different to the kind of physicality that Storm and Statlander had back at Full Gear. Full Gear? Yeah. No. Wrestle Dream. Yeah, Wrestle Dream, and kind of a different match altogether that that Statlander had against Monet. Just a completely brain fart there, but it is 5 to 2 in the morning, so you'll have to forgive me on that one. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be a very good match. I feel like these are two women that haven't really faced. I think they've only had one match previous. I know it was on my video last year to see this match happen this year, so I was very happy we got it twice. But I feel like Statlander is going to retain here. I can't see her losing her title quite yet. I don't think having Hayter... I feel like Hayter is due a women's title match, a women's title reign at some point soon. I just don't think it's going to come quite yet. I feel like there's more to do with Chris Statlander as women's champion. So yeah, I'm going to go with quite simply Chris Statlander to get the win. Though I feel like this might be the hardest test she's had as champion so far. After that, we have the finals of the Continental Classic and a match for the, at that point, vacant Continental Championship, where we have Konosuke Takeshita taking on Kyle Fletcher. I think that would be my finals based on the results of the semi-finals. And for me, I feel like it's just this match and the whole tournament has been Takeshita's to lose. He's had, like, I believe he was the only person to go undefeated in the tournament, which is massive for him, and it's something I kind of predicted when I did my Continental Classic I'd like to see. I had Takeshita just winning the whole thing, but he did get a draw against Claudio Castagnoli in this one. But yeah, for me, I think he stays undefeated. He defeats Kyle Fletcher in what will be another match of the year candidate, hopefully. Hopefully he's not too... Well, hopefully both guys aren't too worn out from the matches they have before, but I believe this will go on quite late in the night, so they'll have plenty of time to recover. But yeah, for me, again, absolute dream match to have. I very much look forward to this one as well, should it happen. But yeah, for me, as much as I would love to see Kyle Fletcher win gold this late into the year, and I would celebrate just as much if he won the Continental Classic, I feel like this is set up quite well for Takeshita to take the title from Okada, not only literally by defeating him in the semi-finals, but literally by winning the whole thing and being Continental Champion. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what Takeshita does as World Champion, should he get through and win the tournament. But yeah, I just can't wait to see his two matches, because I know they are going to be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I feel like we start the probably 2026 being the year of Takeshita. We start with him being the Continental Champion. And finally, in the main event, we have a huge fatal four-way match, or a four-way match, where Samoa Joe is defending the AEW World Championship against Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, and MJF in what is a absolutely stacked all-star match, and one I cannot wait to see go down. Again, another match of the year contender, I think, that late into the year. Like, that's why I've not done any coverage of end of year stuff. I'll do that literally the first 4 days of the new year, because I think people are sleeping on World's End, and there could be 3 match of the year candidates in one show. I thought it's going to be absolutely sick. But as far as the 4-way goes, I can't see Joe walking out as champion. I just can't. I know he's not had a very long title reign, but for Samoa Joe, that's pretty fine, to be fair. I don't see Hangman Page winning it back again, so it very much comes down to who out of Swerve and MJF I think is going to get the win. And I think my prediction would have been Swerve if it hadn't have been a fatal 4-way match. If it instead of triple threat, I would have quite happily said that Swerve was going to win. I think Swerve's the person I want to win the most out of personal preference, but I can't see MJF not winning. I feel like him being added in, the pot for him at Holiday Bash, I said I was at the show, it was huge. And yeah, I feel like it's set up quite nicely for him to win the title back and him to get his Triple B back on his shoulder. And yeah, I hope he goes on just as good of a run as he did first time round. And yeah, no, I'm very much looking forward to seeing MJF back as world champion, should he get the win, or hopefully Swerve gets the title back. That'd be really cool. But yeah, this match is going to be phenomenal. I can't see where they can go wrong with this one. But yeah, I'm going to go with MJF to become the new world champion. I'd love for it to be Swerve. Either way, either which way, I can't see Joe walking out as champion. If anything, I might actually be quite disappointed if he does walk out as champion. So yeah, as I said, I'm looking forward to this one a lot. I feel like it's going to be a huge main event to end the year for AEW, but I think MJF is going to be world champion going into 2026. So those are my predictions for AEW Worlds End 2025. I said, do apologise if I've spoiled stuff for people. I did try and put a warning in when I was going through stuff, but for me to make this predictions video more than just 3 matches, I did have to go and look at the results for the pre-tape shows, so I do apologise. I don't normally like to do that kind of thing, but yeah, it's kind of just one of those things where to get a decent video out, I'm going to have to go and look. But yeah, do put down in the comments below who you think is going to win, who you think is going to lose, your predictions down below, what you think is going to happen in the Continental Classic. I feel like this has been a really, really good one this year. So yeah, do leave your thoughts down there on that as well. And yeah, do like the video if you enjoyed it, do subscribe. There's a lot of stuff coming up on the channel. There's what's kind of become an annual video where I put out some matches that I really want to see in 2026. There's some pretty big matches on there as well, and some I think actually could happen, and I said I'd really look forward to seeing them, but you have to wait to see what is on that list. As well as in the new year, January 1st, 2nd and 4th, there is end of year stuff coming out. There's matches of the year, wrestlers of the year, and end of year results, so kind of everything else, we've got underutilized, underrated, pay-per-view of the year, feud of the year, breakout star of the year, all that kind of classic stuff you see with these wrestling channels. So do stick around, do subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a very Merry Christmas, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.